What is going on, guys? Senate 12 here. How you doing? How you doing? Today we're talking about Azure Lane Battleship Commanders. Azure Lane is back for World of Warships Legends, and if you want to pick up a new commander to maybe spice up your battleship because you're tired of using the stock commander, you know, I know Dewey's a goat. You should put Dewey on everything, including your destroyers, but you can't use them for all nations. So let's talk about which ones are the best, which ones are the worst, which ones you should sink your commander in resources into, which ones you shouldn't put anything into at all because they're just straight up trash, and which ones you can use as inspirations. Yeah, they're anime commanders. They talk in Japanese. You could always mute it if you don't like being yelled at in Japanese or something. I know I don't. When I bought that Japanese mail-in order bride and she kept yapping in Japanese, I think she was telling me to clean my room, or she was trying to put a spell on me or something. But either way, I didn't understand her, so I wish there was a mute button for that. So let's dive in and put them to a tier list. Which ones are super, which ones are duper, and which ones suck, which ones are trash. All right, let's rank them. Let's get into the video. Okay, up first is Azure Lane Colorado for the Americans, for USA. If you get this one out of a crate, I would highly recommend leveling her up, putting some points into her. Her base trait is great just for an inspiration. You have Battleship Main Battery Reload and Battleship Main Battery Shell Grouping. When you get two skills as a base trait, like two different effects, that's like a huge plus. So her special skill is going to be Courageous Shelling, Main Battery Reload after your first shot of the battle and every following third shot. So she's a really good accuracy commander, plus, or you could build it into mostly a reload commander. So I would definitely highly recommend picking this one up, putting some points in her. As to ranking her on the tier list, I would put her at... I'd put her at... I'll put her at S tier. She's on all my ships, so gotta go with that. She's S tier. Up next, we got Azure Lane, New Jersey. Do you like doing a lot of damage? Do you like sending people into the Shadow Realm? This is the commander to go for. Just because of her special skill is Don't You Just Love It? 15% extra damage to with Citadel strikes. Gives you a little bit of negative boost on the main battery dispersion, but when you get those citadels, I've hit people with one Georgia shell and it would get me like 30,000 damage. Combined with Arthas the Cold, you're getting 20% extra damage, so that's 35% extra citadel damage, and you could obliterate people with just two citadel strikes, especially on cruisers. Freedom through firepower. This is also an excellent base trait. When you shoot somebody farther than 10 kilometers, you're picking up an extra 5% also. Then you got dry running drill bits, an extra 8% on your all your main battery AP shell damage, which you should only run AP shells in American battleships. There's not one, I mean, unless you see a destroyer and there's really nothing else to shoot at, load HE. But as for US battleship commanders, keep it AP, keep it classy. As to where we're going to rank her, she's an automatic S tier, hands down. One of the best American battleship commanders in the game. Okay, next we have Azure Lane Rosea. Very good commander. She is the only AL battleship commander for the Russians. I switched over to the actual game. I couldn't get in it earlier because they were doing an update, so I had to do WOW's builds. And when I looked on WOW's builds on Rosea, for her battle cry, she gave minimum ricochet angle plus 500%, which is completely wrong. So that's why we switched over to the game. And I can show you my inspirations also. So this commander is she's excellent. She's excellent for any type of battleship commander. I think I would actually choose her over that other commander. You know, the one wearing nothing, like the swimsuit one, or Galler. You know, Galler is more of an accuracy one, but this one, let's dive into it. Let's talk about it. I got on my build, not one for the nuisance, because I'm always pushing in with this. I'm always playing. I'm not 20 kilometers back in the cap. I'm always close with my Russian battleships because their dispersion is best between like the 10 to 15 kilometer range. So I don't want to be set on fire 20,000 times, so I have not one for the nuisance. I have Dance with Death for how much health I lose. My main battery reload gets better and better. Master Mechanic. This gives you 2 extra repair party charges. So that's good. I picked them over Collective Labor. The Russian battleships, they have limited damage controls, so sometimes you might get 3. I think others get 2. This gives you an extra damage control party. This one gives you 2. How about that? I stick with Master Mechanic though because I want the heals. Her special skill is Battle Cry. Battle Cry is excellent for minimum ricochet angle of your battleship's AP shells. So you would be surprised how much of that minimum ricochet angle you could actually pen. It's like when you're coming up to a Yamato and you know you want to hit that special cheek sweet spot, or even a cruiser at that. The minimum ricochet angle is going to help you pen and not ricochet, obviously, off the enemy ship. Guaranteed ricochet angle of your battleship's AP. It's also another plus 4 degrees. Yeah, this is kind of like Azure Lane New Jersey skill. Deal more damage with Citadel strikes. So you max it out, you get plus 10%. If you max Azure Lane New Jersey out, you get plus 15%, and you get a negative to the dispersion. So this one, you don't get any negative to the dispersion. And I'm always running Fight Fire at Fire. You could run Running with Scissors, giving you an extra 15% when you're up to. It goes up to 8 kilometers when you're when an enemy ship is within your range. If you can see, there's only reaching out is for the range, but we're definitely taking Battle Cry, so we don't have anything to set up our range with. So that's why my inspiration is Fisher to get the range and the reload down. And absolutely, Azure Lane Colorado. You could run Arthas on this. Arthas would definitely be a pick for me. Her base trait, Frozen Edge, risk of catching fire. That's another risk of catching fire skill. So you combine it with Not for the Nuisance, you're up to over 10%, like 13% of like your fire chance is squashed. So that's good. Also, battleship detectability. This is also good. This is also good when you're pushing up to the caps. And you're not getting spotted from space. You're not getting spotted from, you don't have 15 kilometer detectability. Sometimes you can get this down to like 11, 12. You sneak in there, you sneak around a flank, you sneak around that rock you want to go to, get the flank on people. And this is definitely a good base trait to have. I wouldn't use her as an inspiration. I would just use the entire commander. Okay, so we are going to rank A.L. Rosea. We're going to put her in A tier. She's definitely one to grab. Personally, I love her. She's definitely a go-to commander. If you pick her up, I would recommend putting some resources into her. Okay, now for the British commanders. The British AL commanders, we're starting off with a favorite of mine, Nelson. Nelson is you like your Conqueror, you like slinging HE. I mean, this is just going to make your Conqueror 10 times better. It's going to make your Vanguard 10 times better. It's going to make your Queen Elizabeth 10 times better. Your King George, the 5th, the 4th, I don't know. Which one are we on? I don't even know. This is an excellent commander. I have her maxed out. Flammable Cannoneer for the range and the shell grouping. We don't really care about getting set on fire because most British battleships have a super heal. This skill is amazing. So Big 7 is it's a must. Don't put anything on besides Big 7. Battleship main battery AP shell damage plus 16%. Battleship main battery HE shells plus 16%. You're mostly going to be using HE, but don't sleep on the AP on some British battleships. I mean, obviously, when the time comes for it, broadside cruisers and whatnot. Armor penetration of your battleship shells is negative 15%. So you're not going to see a ton of citadels sometimes with this skill because I think some of the British already has short fuse AP. So nerfing it by an extra 15%, you're probably not going to see a lot of citadels, but when you're slinging HE with the Conqueror or the Vanguard, I mean, just with Big 7, giving an extra 16% boost, you're going to see HE shells hit for 20k, 21k, like 25. Plus, you're going to get the fire. So it's an excellent skill. One of the best in the game. You're going to get marksmanship for your accuracy, master mechanic to get 2 more super heals, and fight fire with fire because it's better than the alternatives. And it's fight fire with fire is an essential skill. Her base trait, incoming damage to your battleship, -6%. If you have it maxed out, that's also good because they don't have the best armor for the British battleships. My inspirations on Nelson are Yamato. For the battleship traverse speed, if you ever took a Conqueror out, you'll see how slow those turret traverses are. Like I think it's like 40 some seconds. It's horrible. You need something to help it out, and luckily we get the added main battery dispersion to help us out with some more dispersion. I'm running also Fournette to get my battleship main, my HE shells up to 4.8. Because I almost have her. It's maxes out at 5%, but more HE damage, the better. I mean, you're adding that, you're plussing that with your big 7, so 15. You're at like 20%. It's basically an Arthas. Like this plus Fournette, it's an Arthas. 20%. You could also run Arthas on this, giving you 40% extra damage, and then you'll be doing crazy damage. It's just such a good commander. I highly recommend this one. We're gonna put her in S tier. She is definitely an S tier commander. Once you get her and you start rocking with that big 7 skill, you're gonna fall in love with her. Now we have Azure Lane Hood. I wouldn't recommend putting any points into her. Her base traits kind of ass. Torpedo damage to your ship is you can get it up to -10%. It goes up to. I really don't know what type of commander she is. I mean, if you already have Fisher and you already have Nelson, is there a need to run this commander? No, I don't think so. She's got marksman and she's got a brawler, so maybe you could put it on your battle cruisers. I wouldn't recommend putting any points into this. Do not waste your points into Azure Lane Hood. Her special skill is Royal Navy's Glory. Damage control party cooldown time is -10%. You can get up to, and maximum battleship speed +7%. That's about it. She comes with master mechanic. Just not a good commander. Don't waste any points on this one. As to where we're going to rank her, we are going to rank her down into D tier. She is she's bad. Just don't use her. Okay, now we're going to talk about Azure Lane Queen Elizabeth. This is the only battleship commander that I don't have, and I'm okay with that because it's not that good. Her base trait is main battery shell reload, which is good. Main battery AP shell damage, which is good. Main battery shell grouping, which is good. So this would be good for an inspiration if you don't have any other inspiration like Gale, Colorado or whatnot. It's good for the reload and it's good for the grouping, but it only gets you up to 2%. And it only gets you up to 2% because they're giving you a 3-pack special with the 3 skills. So that's good. But still, don't waste your points and don't use her as a battleship commander because you got Nelson. Why would you use this? This is, I guess it's for a brawler build, a brawler commander. I mean, there is no accuracy perks whatsoever. You don't have marksmanship. You don't have flammable cannoneer. So you would assume, oh well, is it a secondary one? Well, I mean, I guess I don't know. Her special skills in the second slot. That means it's terrible. So Skywatch, your observation seaplane duration gets to stay out for an extra 30%, and you get another charge of it if you max it out. I mean, what do you fucking do? Just don't pick this one. Don't waste your points on her. Not at all. Let's rank her. Azure Lane Queen Elizabeth. Oh, where are we gonna put S tier? No, we're gonna put her on D tier. Don't waste your points. Don't bother with it. All right, so now we're on to the German commanders. Azure Lane Scharnhorst. She's a good commander. She excellent base trait. Main battery dispersion. Get it up to 4% if you have it maxed out. This is an excellent inspiration. If you want to go for an accuracy build. She does not have flammable cannoneer. She comes with brawler. You could turn this into a secondary ship and give your secondary Bismarck some somewhat of an accuracy build. I don't use her as a commander. I would only use her as an inspiration, but then again, I don't even have her as an inspiration on any of my commanders. This is just my personal opinion. I don't use her. She got Master Mechanic, that's good. She got fire, that's great. Good base trait, but I just think there are so many other better battleship commanders that you can pick. Like Hyde's an excellent commander. Yeah, I personally wouldn't use her. I would use her for the base trade if I wasn't using. I only use one accuracy inspiration, and that's Colorado, because Colorado gives you the reload plus the grouping. I mean, she's only giving you the dispersion. Maybe if she said main battery dispersion plus reload, then she would replace Colorado, because she can get it up to 4%. Colorado maxed out can only get up to 3.5%. So that's my take on Scharnhorst. So we are going to rank Scharnhorst. We are going to put her at B tier, just because of her base trait's really good. And I know a lot of people use her base trait on a lot of their ships as an inspiration. All right, now we're on to Azure Lane Heinrich. She's a good commander. If you get her out of a crate, great. But I wouldn't go buying her. There is, like I said, I prefer Hyde. I just think Hyde is so much better. Her base trait is really good. Battleship detectability after firing your guns. So it's kind of like that French cruiser commander. When you fire your gun, I can't think of the name right now, but when you fire your guns, you go dark quicker. Rather being spotted after you shoot your guns for 20 seconds, maybe it gets it down to 15, 17. Battleship main gun AP damage, that gets a plus 3%. Like I said before, double skills on a base trait is always a plus. So she's an accuracy commander. She came out the time Prusen came out, and everybody likes to put her on Prusen. Flammable Cannoneer, gyrating drill bits, marksmanship. I run Master Mechanic on mine. She's got her special skill called Heinrich's Hunch Punch. So battleship main battery range plus 8%, so you don't have to use reaching out. A battleship main battery shell grouping plus 8%. But I already think the Prusen shoots laser beams, and I don't really run a lot of German accuracy battleships, so I just stick with Master Mechanic because I just like my heals. It really hampers down your secondary. So if you put this on your Bismarck or something, your secondaries will get nerfed a lot, and you have to commit to making your Bismarck or your Zeton. You have to commit to making it an accuracy build. You can't have the best of both worlds with this commander. So she does come with fire. My inspirations on it are Arthas and Colorado. You're going to see Colorado on a lot of them. So that is my hot take on Prince Heinrich. Okay, we're going to rank her in the... we're going to put her at A tier, just because you can have your accuracy with this commander, plus you could have Master Mechanic at the same time. Like I said, I don't use her... Hunch Punch skill, giving you plus 8% dispersion, but some people do, and that's okay. Run what works for you. I like having more heals. I think the Prusen only gets 2 heals, so having it get 4 heals plus it already shoots like laser beams. I'll take the 4 heals over the dispersion any day. All right, now we're on to the French. We're at Azure Lane Richelieu. This commander came out at the same time the AL Richelieu came out, which is a battleship. This is more of a HE focused commander. Like if you're sitting there, you're only shooting HE, this is the commander that you want to do. If you're one of those type of people, right, that back up during the game and want to shoot from 20 kilometers, this is the commander for you. Her base trait is battleship shell grouping. You can get up to plus 3% if maxed out. Incoming fire dispersion, you can get it up to plus 3%. She got Burn It Down XXL, which is mainly a cruiser skill thrown on a battleship, giving you plus 2 to your HE shell fire chance. So that's plus 2%. You'd be replacing that with Flammable Cannoneer. She got Crisscross, got Gyrating Drill Bits, not one for the nuisance. She's got Megalomania. This is also another great one to get your reload down by 10% if you have it maxed out. Her special trait is the Iris's Flame. Battleship main battery shell damage to the burning ships. You can get this up to plus 12%. 12%. So battleship main battery shell damage to burning ships. So when a ship is on fire, you're doing 12% extra damage. That's what that means. Which is, like I said, it's an HE-focused French battleship commander. You got fight, fire, fire. My inspirations on this, I went full reload with this. So, Azure Lane Colorado for the reload, and Azure Lane Yoshino for the reload also. Plus, main battery survivability works well because remember, you're a French battleship. You're Richelieu. You only got 2 guns in the front turret, in the front of the ship, so you don't want those knocked out. So this is an okay commander, but again, I would not run it. I wouldn't put your points into this because the French has one of the best battleship commanders, and we're going to go into it next. As to where we're going to put Azure Lane Richelieu, this could be an excellent commander if you don't have anything else and you like shooting HE and setting things on fire. A lot of the time, I see new people to the game only shoot HE. HE Yamatos, they exist. I've seen them. They're out there. I put it into B tier. If you're just slinging HE all the time and you don't want to switch to AP because you don't think you're doing a lot of damage, or maybe you don't know how to shoot AP or when to shoot AP, Azure Lane Richelieu is a good pick for you. Now, the best Azure Lane commander in the French is Azure Lane Dunkirk. Your base trade it's okay. It's got nothing to do with your guns. It's just flooding damage to your ship. Negative 20%. So we're rocking Flammable Cannoneer for the range and the shell grouping. This skill, Frontal Fire, is by far one of the best skills in the game for a battleship. And let me tell you why for a battleship. Say you're shooting... all right, so let me read it first. Shell type switching time, if all main battery guns are fully loaded, negative 95%. So that means when your shells are all reloaded and you're ready to shoot again, and then boom, a destroyer pops up and you have AP loaded, you just press reload, and it takes literally half a second to switch over to HE. Say a battleship's just going to bow onto you because you guys maybe turn the corner and you see each other at 10 kilometers, and he's like, I'm just going to bow tank him. I could bow tank his 380s. You switch over to HE, get inside their head and start slinging HE at them, right? And when they want to get all their guns on because he goes, oh, this guy's dumb, he's just shooting HE. As soon as they show you some broadside, Frontal Fire comes into play. Boom, switch over to AP, blap them in the side. I've done that so many times. That is why that skill, hands down, is one of the best. Not only can you screw with people, but even if you want to just set fires on people from far away, you don't think your AP is going to pen, switch over to HE. Takes you a second, less than a second. She also got Marksmanship, which I started running on my ship instead of Megalomania just because I was seeing my accuracy a little wonky, so I popped Marksmanship on it. You could run Megalomania on it if that's what you prefer. She does got Master Mechanic. This is another great skill. You're getting plus 2 more heals, so you are going to survive a lot more in the battle. Fight, fire at fire if you're getting dropped on somebody. My inspirations are Cunningham for the shell grouping and Azure Lane Colorado again. Yep, you guessed it, for the shell grouping and the reload. As to ranking her, she is an S tier. If you get this commander, just by the stuff that I listed and what you could do with this commander, I would just put all your points into it. Like, say goodbye to Jajard, Azure Lane, Azure Lane Richelieu, who, Dunkirk is the way to go. All right, now we got Azure Lane Bismarck. This is a good secondary commander for the Germans. She's my secondary commander just because for some reason they keep putting out secondary commander battleship commanders for the Germans, and I'm not wasting any more points because, first of all, I don't even run secondary ships. Like, I don't really run a Bismarck secondary build. I don't run a Zeton. I don't run a lot of secondary ships. Her base trait is great for your secondaries. Obviously, I have a full secondary build on this with a maxed out Fernandez and Hipper Fernandez, so you get your range, because this doesn't have any range unless you put reaching out on it. And Hipper. So we got a little brawler build with it. Definitely a brawler build. Her special base trait, War Height. Incoming damage from projectiles while secondary main battery is aiming or shooting. So when your main batteries are popping off because you decided to run into two brothers and, you know, or run into the middle of a cap and they're firing all over the place, you're getting negative 8% damage while all that is happening to your battleship. It comes with Master Mechanic. You're getting 2 extra heals, and I running with scissors on this one. Again, I don't run a lot of secondary ships. I don't run a lot of German secondary ships, so yeah, you could take Nanomi. Nanomi's good. Nanomi's probably better for a secondary commander, but like I said, I'm not going to waste my resources into ships that I'm not going to play. That's just my opinion. Azure Lane Bismarck, she will go to C. I think C is a good place for her. Like I said, there is better secondary commanders. I think Nanomi beats her out. So you don't see a lot of people running Bismarck unless they get it out of a crate and they don't have anything else. Yeah, I'm just going to put her in the C tier. All right, for Japan, now we have AL Fuso. AL Fuso, I don't have her maxed out. I don't even have her leveled up. I don't even use her. She's mediocre. I wouldn't put any points into this. Cover fire, her base trait, chance of battleship HE shells, doing an extra... you can get up to 3% fire chance. She got flammable cannoneer, gyrating Joe bits, crisscross, marksmanship for the accuracy. Her special base trait, get this one. This one's kind of like a joke. Battleship spirit, maximum HP and incoming damage to your battleship. So it's kind of like Hyde's base trait, but they're using it as her special skill in the 3rd slot. Which this is like, why don't you just make this the base trait? You know, I guess I think they made, I honestly think they made this commander just for those HE slinging Yamatos. Like, yeah, you guys are already running HE. Let's give you a base trait, you dumb idiots. So that's probably why that's the base trait. Doesn't come with Master Mechanic or anything. It comes with Emergency Specialist. You're not going to be running a secondary build on this. I mean, this is the only secondary perk. I wouldn't run that. I'd put Reaching Out and then Fight Fire at Fire. This is, I would not waste your points on this commander. Now that Borg Queen is out, Borg Queen seems to be the go-to Japanese commander. Or Azure Lane Yamato. Either of those two, I would recommend. Oh, I would recommend a lot. Even the tech tree. Not the tech tree, but the tech commanders, like the line. Better than Fuso. All right, now we got for the Italians, Azure Lane Littoria. She was good when she first came out just because she was the only battleship commander unless you picked Revel. But Revel's not a accuracy commander, so if you wanted an accuracy commander with Fight Fire with Fire, you didn't have one. Well, then Azure Lane Littoria came out, and you have your accuracy perks with Flammable Cannoneer and Marksmanship. Now you got Fight Fire with Fire. But her 3rd slot, or her 4th slot, sorry, her special base trait is it's not that good. If you're using Iachino, you could have that Iron Resolve one, which I forget what that does, or you could have the smoke one. When you pop your smoke, it gives you more time in your smoke and more more of a deployment. This you're probably going to run Reaching Out just so you can shoot farther. That's it. Her base trait is called Rosa Bombardamento. Battleship's time of repair, fire, extinguishing, and recovering from flood. You can get up to 10%. I wouldn't use this commander. If you get this commander, do not waste your points. Especially Iachino, I think, is 10 times better. But now that Maki's out, Maki's like the go-to Italian battleship commander, in my opinion. All right, Littoria, since she's kind of irrelevant now, we're going to put her down into D tier. D for dumb. I don't know. D for don't use. That's it, guys. This is the ranking of all the Azure Lane Battleship Commanders. from the best to the worst, and this is just my opinion. I mean, I have almost 20,000 games played. I've been playing for 6 years. I know what commanders are. In my opinion, I know what's best for you. Trust me, I know what's best for you. Just listen to me. Don't waste your resources like I've done in the past. I mean, I put a lot of resources into commanders that I never even use again. And if only Wargaming gave you the option to get those resources back, everybody would be a lot happier. So if you guys don't agree with, or if you think something should be in a different slot, just comment down below. I loved all the feedback on the Riker video. Like, you guys were awesome with it, telling me why it was dumb, what commander you thought was better, and a lot of you wrote like a lot of paragraphs. So like that was awesome, just to get somebody else's perspective and their feedback. So if you want to do that again on this one and tell me where I went wrong, I'm all for it. I don't get offended easily. I actually don't even have any emotions. So thank you for watching this. We're gonna get to the Azure Lane cruisers next, and then we'll do DDs last. So I'll try and get them out as fast as I can. So thank you guys for watching. If you like what you're seeing, all we do is World of Warship content on this channel. So make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video. See you later.